Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special interview for my blog. And I'm delighted to welcome Edgar Wefer, who's kindly come to tell us about his experiences with homeopathy treating animals. So Edgar is a vet in Valencia. Edgar, how long have you been treating animals in Valencia?
Well, hello, John. Thank you for this opportunity, first of all. Um, in Valencia, I am from Venezuela, okay, and I finished my university in 1998. Then I was working for 2 or 3 years, always with small animals, and then always I wanted to get deeper and deeper with exotic animals. And some people say, "What is this, an exotic animal? It's everything that is different, but the dog and the cat." Okay.
So
I mean,
what kind of animals are they? I think you mentioned lizards and animals like
well, reptiles in general. Okay, reptiles in general. It could be
this.
a snake. It could be a turtle. It could be a lizard. Any bird. Okay. Normally, the birds that people keep at home, but I 2 weeks ago I had a hearing an ostrich. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yes. And so yeah, you never know what gets into the clinic one day when you do these animals, because sometimes comes someone with his tarantula because he has a problem or something like that. Okay, something that we are even not prepared for that. I mean, there is no university in the world which can teach you how to treat a tarantula. Okay.
Yes. And I think what makes this so interesting for homeopaths and people interested in homeopathy is that we're used to seeing, there are homeopathic vets and they tend to work with cats and dogs and maybe some cattle. They work on farms, cattle and horses. But in terms of reptiles and exotic animals, that's a whole new departure. So what was your first experience with homeopathy, treating an animal?
Well, actually, I can say it was by accident because I worked for like 10 years ago. I worked in another clinic, not in my own clinic like now, with another vet, more experienced because he's older than me. And he started to talk about the homeopathy. And because he received any instructions about it, okay, and information or something. For me, it was something honestly totally something that I never heard about it. I mean, I heard about it on people, but never heard about it on veterinary medicine, and I never considered that even an option. So I see that how he was like he had a lot of faith in these treatments, and he recommended for pains, for stress, for liver problems, for anything. So, and sometimes he only used that, and I was like, "Are you sure that this is going to work or something?" But then I start to see good results on it. Okay.
What was the first animal you treated? Can you remember your first experience?
Well, actually, yes. My first experience, I remember it was a tortoise. No, it was sorry, it was a turtle, a terrapin, a
Yeah.
water tortoise. Okay. And when they have a severe problem that we normally think that is caused to a renal failure or something, they got totally the term in medical term is anasarca, which
Hmm.
is anasarca is when they have completely swollen. I mean, the neck, the forelimbs, and it's a turtle. I mean, it's the only part you can see is the forelimbs and the head. Okay,
Yes.
you cannot see a belly, you cannot see a chest or a back or something. But when that happens, normally in the 95% of the cases, it's lethal. Okay, when they have the problem, they die. So I don't remember exactly which product it was. I think it was something. It could be
Traumiel, isn't it?
it could be Tromil or something because it was talking about
Which just
inflammation.
let me just say, just for people out there, Traumeel is a combination, homeopathic combination remedy, specifically for animals. Yes.
Yes, yes. You got it here.
Okay, there
Traumeel.
you go. Good advertisement.
So, and it says here, you can see here a horse, a cow, a dog, and a cat, but you don't see
It
turtles.
contains things like arnica and other sort of trauma remedies. Yeah.
I can tell you what it contains. I mean, it contains Aconitum napellus.
Yeah.
It,
Aconite.
it's it's something like I'm thinking I'm doing like Harry Potter's courses. Arnica montana, Atropa belladonna, Bellis perennis, Calendula, Matricia reticulata, Echinacea, Hamamelis, Hypericum
I think
perforatum, and
these are all well-known homeopathic trauma remedies. So for all kinds of injuries and and also I mean echinacea tends to be used for blood poisoning, that sort of thing. So yeah, carry on. So this was a terrapin, and it was
yeah, it was terrible. It was
yeah,
so I said, well, I have inflammation, so how can we do it with it? So I said, well, it's all empiric, you know. It's empiric. Can I use that word? Yeah,
yeah, empirical, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because for
It's all
sorry,
it's experiential, basically.
yes, my English is not that good. It's not so good as yours.
Uh,
So I said, well, I mean, I have no choices, okay? Because we cannot use the common, medicine we use to reduce inflammation in dogs and cats, or to reduce edema, okay, accumulation of liquids like the furosemide, because it doesn't work in the reptiles because they don't have the same structure of kidney. So I gave this one, and I said, okay, give this directly in the mouth because I injected, but then at home, he needed to so open their mouth and put a couple of drops of it. Okay. And this is like, okay. I mean, it's just like a placebo. Honestly, I thought it was. So I remember it was a Friday, and I had a very busy Saturday. I couldn't see it the next before, so I set an appointment for Monday. But this guy, he didn't came on Monday. He didn't came on Tuesday. He didn't came on Thursday. So I said, okay, clearly this animal died the day before or something. So I received a call in the end of the next week, and he said, Edgar, I'm so sorry. I've been very busy. I need you to see the turtle. And he said, the turtle? The terrapin? I mean, still alive? He said, oh, and by the way, it's completely normal. I mean, every day after day, she was doing better and better. And 2 days ago, she started to eat a little bit, but this morning she ate a lot more.
it's brilliant.
And he said, I mean, I said, okay, I'm very glad to this and everything. Oh, I mean, I suppose it was going to work very well, but it was surprise. He said, what is it? I mean,
What was your reaction? What was your reaction when you saw the turtle?
when I saw the turtle, I couldn't believe it. She was okay.
Right.
And by my first time ever seeing this pathology, it was the first time I said he's cured. Or is a lot better. I don't know if it was cured or something. But I mean, after 2 years or something, I still see this patient and it's okay.
Were you? I mean, were you skeptical at first?
So yes, yeah, absolutely. I was skeptical at
Yeah.
first. Okay? Absolutely, because we're used to the kind of medicine that you can inject it in the vein or subcutaneously, or any creams or anything, and I'm used to I know what is the cortisone. I know what is the other
Drugs.
non-steroidal,
Yeah.
the non-steroidal anti-inflammatories and antibiotics and everything. But something that is a delusion of 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 something that is it smells like water, that tastes like water and everything. I said, I don't think it's going to work. So okay, it was the first time I said, oh, okay, it might work, or this animal was like, I mean, he had to repair by himself, but it was the first I saw. So I remember I started to use, I had for instance, a dog that he was prone to have infections. And then he's got a viral infection with the papillomas all over the mouth and everything. I start to use, because I asked my friend what you should, and he recommended me to use the angistol, okay, which is to encourage um, the how can we say the system, the immune system. That's the word, the immune system. At the same time, I have a very a case with a dog that has the same condition, actually the same papilloma, because it's very transmissible. And I was treating two dogs at the same time because they were always together. And I said, okay, I'm gonna give this one this and the other another medicine, the normal. And this one was faster, the recovery. Okay,
you gave one dog with the same condition. You gave one dog the homeopathic remedy and one dog the normal.
Yes, and I don't want it to use nothing but this one. Okay, and okay, it's not enough to say this is a proof that something works or something, because to make a real study, you need to do it with a lot of patients and do a lot of things. But this is the little things I can use. But I mean, the little things we can prove it, because I'm not a big lab. I am not a huge pharmacy.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
My resources is my patients, and the people are. I mean, they are informed. Listen, there is this treatment. Okay, this is not sorcery. This is not homemade remedies. Okay, this is a lab, and they have a prescription or something. Are you agree to use it? They say, oh, I prefer to use it rather than other things.
So in these two dogs, the one with the homeopathic treatment actually got better quicker than the one.
It was completely. It was, and actually, the respiratory infection they used to have, or the urinary infection recurrent that they used to have or something, it stopped. Believe me, it stopped.
It's amazing.
So, and I try to think like, okay, I mean, I keep using the regular and let's say more common use medicine or allopathic.
What percentage do you think now do you use conventional and homeopathic?
Well, I'm still using homeopathic. I would say like 25% of my.
And your clients, have they now recognize you that you can treat them animals homeopathically, and do they like this?
I know. Actually, I think if I would like to be recognized like a homeopathic vet, I should get deeper into studies with this. But I am by time and stuff, I cannot do this. So I don't want to be considered like a homeopathic vet. No.
That's so amazing that you've, even without training, you've still made such a big effect on some of your animals. I mean, and so I imagine your clients must be delighted.
Yeah, sure. And there was another case that I remember, because I had a cat that he ate this. What's the name of this flower? It's a typical flower, very in springtime with it's white with the center yellow. I don't remember.
Chamomile? No.
It's like chamomile, but it looks like, but
daisy.
Daisies,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's very popular in the flower shops. Okay,
Yeah.
So a guy gave her bunch of this to his girlfriend, and the cat ate a lot of it. He ate a lot of it or something. So 2 days later, he started to vomit and feel sick, and he didn't want to eat or anything, and all his skin turned yellow. So I researched on it, and it's a very, very a pathotoxic venom in these flowers, and they are in every homes and everything. So let me see if I can show it. Okay, so the thing is, this I start to treat it with a medicine that we use for protectors of the. No,
Liver.
wait a second. Is this flower? That they are very very common everywhere. Wait, is this flowers?
But there's quite a lot of flowers on there.
Yeah, but this yellow this
Yeah,
black
it's a kind of day. It's a daisy.
daisy. Okay, so when I researched and I said that well, it could cause several and very very hard problems or anything. So what do we have? Okay, we put fluids in the vein, try to wash her blood, the blood of a cat and everything, and then we give some products that most of them are natural because they are used from the plants and stuff that helps um, to clean and protect the cells of the liver. The problem was that this guy wasn't accepting anything because this it was all these fluids were very bitter, or he couldn't resist it, or he couldn't hold in his stomach, and then he got sick again. And the owner said, "Listen, we tried to give this liquid, and he gets sick. He gets sick, and he doesn't want to eat anything." And he said, "Well, if he doesn't want to eat, then I have to put a tube into his esophagus to feed him, okay, or something." So what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? Okay, I changed to another formula. It happened the same, and then I changed it and he needed to take the hepatic food, but he couldn't because he wasn't eating. And then I said, "Oh my God, there is something." And there was a Cardus compositum from the same lab.
Yes.
And you know the Cardus compositum contains
Cardus Marianus.
Yes, yes,
which is a
and
kind of thistle, which is used. I mean, it's used by herbalists as a liver kind of cleanse remedy, and it is a very good. It's also good for if you've had poisonous mushrooms as well, and any kind of toxicity that's affected the liver. So
give me a second. Give me a second. Yes, but the thing is that these two products for liver, they contain the Cardius Marianum, okay? Because it's one of the best.
but not homeopathically prepared.
No. It's not
herbal. Okay.
Okay, so it's just a syrup or something that you can give to the dog, and it's Liveria is a name because it's for the liver and stuff. Okay, but the thing was that I had no other choice because he couldn't accept the one the ones that they are made especially for dogs and cats. Okay, if you see, it's for dogs and cats. Okay, and but it didn't work. It didn't work because he didn't want it. Okay, and the other thing is we tried with another one was this is for cats and dogs also, but he couldn't accept it, and he was doing bad and bad and bad and bad. So he said, "Oh my God, I got the Carter's composite. So I will put it. I will inject it because he's not resisting on something. So I injected subcutaneously." What it says here, that I think it was like half a milliliter in the morning, half in the afternoon or something. But what I really liked was the reaction of the owner of this cat. He said, "Edgar, what? There is a before and an after these injections with my cat. I mean, he didn't want to eat. He didn't want to do anything. He was so lazy. So he was refusing to everything. So after the first two injections, I mean the morning and the evening, the next morning he was like asking for food. So he got some of the food, a little bit. Okay. But the thing is, the day after, he was showing better. And after 4 days, I mean, I will keep, because then we keep them. I gave him injections, the same product. I gave it injected the first 48 hours, and then I told him to give it every day orally. Okay, because according to this, you can use it orally, intramuscular, and
Yes.
anyway. So he was doing, and he said, "Listen, it worked." I mean, and I said, "This is homeopathic. You might believe on it or not, because I need to tell people, because some people still see homeopathic like something that it doesn't work,
Yes.
or or sorcery, or something for ignorance." Okay,
I,
because
I'll tell you. Let me tell you just very quickly, for the also for the benefit of the viewers. Because I've seen a few dogs. I treat a few dogs occasionally, and the kind of I've seen a few that come with the weak back legs. When they get old and the legs start to lose the muscle and they can't walk properly.
Mhm.
And I've got a little combination. It's just causticum and conium, um, which is covers kind of paralysis of the muscles, and especially in old age. And I had one of my I had a neighbor who had two Jack Russell dogs, and one of them could not walk at all. It was lying on the sofa. It would drag itself off the sofa. It would drag itself along the floor. It couldn't walk at all. And so I met him, actually. It was during COVID, and I said to the guy, "Would you like to would you like to have a remedy for the dog?" And he was like, he didn't know anything about homeopathy. He was like, "Okay, whatever." And so I gave him this prescription, and he started treating the dog. And I saw him like a week later. I said, "How's the dog doing?" And he was like, "I don't understand." He said, "My dog is now walking.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
So,
actually walking." I mean, how do you explain that? That's not a placebo effect.
well, if you want me to be honest, I say the same thing that this person said. I don't understand, because I still don't understand clearly, but it works. I mean,
Has it,
it
has it
works. So
changed? Has it changed your approach, kind of as a vet generally? I mean, has it sort of changed your thinking or the way you approach being a vet?
yeah, I should say yes. And actually, with the lab I work with the lab, I get these products. Sometimes I think that they should do more things, something more specific for respiratory infections, or something more specific for neoplastic, for tumors, or something more specific for arthritic pain, which trauma works a lot, very good with it. But there is still a lot of things to a lot of research to do, because when you try to research about it, everything ends with there is no scientific evidence of,
And the
there's no
reason
sci-
there's no research is because there's not much money in it, because the remedies are so cheap.
yeah,
Uh,
that's the thing.
that's the
that,
reason
that
why they don't research.
that's the
There's a
reason.
lot of what's the word, bias and prejudice amongst vets, because it it scares them, I think, because it might change their mind about how to treat it.
Mm.
So what do you think, do you think what do you think the potential of homeopathy in veterinary practice is in the future? I mean, do you see it actually has a place in general veterinary practice?
What exactly?
Homeopathy, do you think it has, what do you think is the potential of homeopathy in veterinary
Well,
practice?
actually, I've been told, and I heard some colleagues that work strictly with that. Okay, so it has. I mean, I know that a colleague, but I think it's in Madrid, that she always treats, or what she does is mostly homeopathic and other alternative
Hmm.
procedures. Okay, and honestly, um, I got enough with my work to start to. get into this world completely. Okay, because I have a lot of things to do or something, but I have a tool. I have a tool that I like it. I have a tool that at the beginning I was thinking about. This is well, is it a lie? Okay, I think it only comes to my mind bad words. So,
Yes, yes.
so this is it is useless. I mean, this is something. But after this short, because I mean, I've told you about the tortoise. I told you about the cat with the liver problem, but the dog with that things. But for instance, parrots that have been with problems that I I can't imagine because of their diet or something that they develop liver problems also because they have an overgrowth of the beak and stuff like this. And I start to use the cardos on them, and then seeing like, oh, it's doing better. Oh, it's looking better. It's something like this, and I only using this. And I said, there is something, okay. There is something that okay. And the other thing I was thinking that this is something I wanted to tell you is that perhaps in people we have our mind which is powerful, okay. So perhaps if I tell you that I don't know if you mix Coca-Cola with cherry Fanta at midnight, that will be good for sleeping better, and you believe on it. So perhaps you take that and you will go and you will sleep or something because we have a conscious, and we can get influenced by others by their something. But an animal, they have no conscious on it. I mean,
It's, it's very true. Although I will say, I mean, I've been, practicing as a homeopath for 40 years, and my experience, I think there is a placebo effect for sure in all kinds of treatment. But my experience is that it doesn't last really. If it's, it won't cure someone. They will come back and say, "Oh, I feel a little bit better," but then that wears off. So it tells me placebo effect is limited. It doesn't really have a deep effect. That's my experience anyway. And
yeah,
also, when I give a wrong remedy, unfortunately, people don't respond. I wish they did. If people responded in a placebo effect, then that would be fantastic. My work would be very easy, but they don't. And then I have to find the right remedy. So that's my experience.
yeah,
But
but the mental
yeah,
the mental issue or the mind issue on people with this, it could be for good or for bad. I mean, if I want this to work, I will make it work, and it probably does. Okay, so but and if I don't want this to work, and they say, okay, I'm doing this because my wife told me to do this, or because my friend told me to do this, and it won't work. It won't work. It won't probably it doesn't work. But an animal, they don't know about it. They don't make judgments. They don't make comparisons and stuff.
and okay, you might say, okay, a cat or a dog might respond to their owner's mood or whatever, but a tarantula or a turtle or
A turtle or a snake or something. I mean,
yes, maybe
I
not.
haven't. I would like to I would like to use it more, okay, and birds and reptiles and things to have a and I'm writing down every result that I
Yeah,
have,
this could make a
but
good book.
yeah, but sometimes it's hard to tell. Was this turtle lazy because it was still a little cool or something, and they improved the environmental? I mean, um, sorry, I don't get the word. The conditions of the animal, okay, or it worked or something. But some cases like that swollen tortoise that 3 days later she was eating and was perfect is something that you
Very
say, wow,
physical. Yeah.
I didn't use anything else, right? And so
Yes. Yeah. No. No.
it
No.
means that this worked.
Yeah.
I've tried this. I mean, once I use it for these cases, which thanks God are there not that often. Um, I mean, I always keep it in mind. Okay, if when I have these problems, I go directly to these products and stuff. So there is another that is made for to calm down animals, and it works when I have the parrots with the feather picking,
Yes.
the plucking of feathers, and that thing is they're very useful. So that is, I'm happy with it. I'm happy that that little door opened into my
Yes.
profession,
Yes.
and I would like to do a lot more
Yeah.
research on it.
Okay, I mean, I know we could go on talking, there's lots of different aspects of this, and we could go on talking. We've got to finish now, but I want to thank you because that's absolutely fascinating. And I want to thank you so much for sharing your experiences. And I wish you very, very good homeopathic luck going forwards. I hope it comes more and more for you, and you get more and more results, good results. So
Anything you find or anything you send it to me, hey, listen, I found this article or I find this, and that will be good. Okay,
I
so we can repeat that in the future. If I get some other, I will text you because we have
do. I
our
would
telephone
be
numbers,
very, very interested.
and I will text you and tell you, listen, I have three things to tell you, and we can do it like live like this. Okay,
Okay, Edgar. Great. Thanks ever so much. Bye for now.
you're welcome. Bye bye. Thank you.